but this is the best option in my case, or in almost everyone's cases. Like, you can choose to only record 800 by 600, but yeah, it's not very good. You'll use another feature in OBS to record small stuff. So take your screen resolution, and here just let it be like that. And here's the downscale. This is also pretty much self-explanatory. You choose if you want to. This is the output. So this is the resolution that the stream will see. The watchers, your viewers. I can stream at the max resolution, which in my case is 1080p, but it takes up so much resources that I don't want to do it. So I'm streaming in 720p. It works good. You can even go lower if you want to. And if you downscale more, it will take less resources from your computer. So the lower you go, the less resources. This is the outgoing FPS. The outbound. This is the FPS your viewers will see. I usually keep it at 30. I can go up to 60 if I want to, but 30 is enough for the things I do. You can also experiment with this. I see a lot of people streaming at 1080p at 45 FPS. That works. But let's keep it at this. You should, in about 95% of the cases, have this one ticked in or checked, rather. Disable error at startup so it doesn't show the see-through windows and stuff that Vista. Oh, sorry, I'm really sorry. That Vista and Windows 7 have. Windows 8 as well, I think. So just check that. And that's pretty much it for this page. This is the pretty much self-explanatory as well. Playback audio device. If you have speakers or whatever, you can choose that there. This is the microphone you want to use. I have a G35 headset. I also have the webcam, but the G35s are the best one for me. Push to talk, I rarely use that, but you can if you want to. This is the delay, like if you press and then talk, it takes, in this case, 200 milliseconds before it reaches the stream. Mute mic, I have a button on my mic so I don't have to use that. Unmute desktop, that's the in-game sound, Ventrilo, TeamSpeak, stuff like that. Music, if you have that. This is the booster if you want to, if you need to boost your microphone levels. And that's the offset in case you have delays in your audio or video, but yeah, you shouldn't have to use that. And by the way, don't use the 64-bit OBS, use the 32-bit because the 64-bit is bugged and has been for several versions now. And Jim knows what the problem is, but he can't fix it right now. It takes up too much time instead of fixing small things when people can use the 32-bit, and there's nothing different in the 64-bit compared to the 32-bit for OBS. There is no difference at all. So yeah, the advanced tab. Now, this is if you have a 64-bit processor with multi-threading, take this option. You can use whatever. I use normal. I don't need to use a higher priority. And this is where it becomes a bit tricky. This preset right here, people get confused. If you use a faster preset, it will use less resources, but the picture will look worse. Faster preset, it will look worse. The standard preset is very fast. That's the standard. I use super fast because I do a lot of stuff on my computer at the same time, and I don't really feel like the stream quality is getting hit. Like, just because I use a high bit rate, I can choose super fast. So And these, you don't have to touch these really. You can if you want to, if you know what you're doing, but you don't have to at all. Um, this is if you have a 120 hertz screen, you can use this. Higher quality sampling for audio, or sorry, higher quality resampling for audio. And as you can see here, it requires a bit more CPU, but you'll get a better sound. Like I said before, you don't have to use this. It's very rarely that I notice any difference when I use this. Force audio to sync to video time. You can use that if you're getting huge desync, but you don't have to. Global audio time, you can fix that as well if you have desync problems, but you don't have to. And this thing right here, you don't have to touch it at all. If you want to, sure. If you're streaming over the network, that's when you want to start messing with this. But you shouldn't have to do that. Alright, so that's the settings. And all you need to do now is press start streaming, and you should go directly to your stream. But we have one source right here. I'll go over the things in here now. We already added a screen. Let's remove this just to show you. Remove, yes. Right click on sources, add software capture. This is if you want to capture your desktop or a windowed game that is taking up your whole screen. For example, when you're playing, as you can see here, Diablo or League of Legends, they have an option in the video settings for full screen windowed mode, or full screen window, or something like that. Oh shit, screen, and we'll use this. Boom. Then if the game have that, you can use this. That's no problem. You don't have to use anything else. It takes up a bit more resources to use this when capturing games, but in my case that doesn't matter. So next one. This is if you want to add images. In my case, let's just add this one. This is an overlay I use for Control P, nope, Control P, or not. Oh, Control Up. Alright, yeah. This is what I use to show my music, which I will show you how to set up in another tutorial. It's already recorded and everything, but it's not uploaded yet. Next option is image slider show. That's if you'll have a lot of images. For example, look at TSM or Curse. They have images that transitions to other images in the corners of their sponsors. That transitions between the images, for example, Razer, Ventrilo, yeah, stuff like that. If you have a lot of images that you want to go through without having 15 images on your screen, it will just change. And the text, that's pretty much self-explanatory as well. Add text, blah blah blah. I will go through how to get high quality text in another tutorial, but yeah. Low. Let's change this to 50. Change this to 500. Let's change this to 500. You don't have to know this right now. Screen, I want to have this at the bottom so I can see my text. That is right here. Next option is video game capture device. So this is for your webcams, or if you're using DxTory or stuff like that. And I use custom resolution because I can use 1080p, but I don't want to. I'm using 720 for my webcam. You can configure it however you like. Zoom in, zoom out in my case because I have the Logitech HD Pro webcam C920. I can't show you that right now because I'm using my webcam for something else right now, but yeah. Here's the full screen capture mode. If you have a game that you can't play in full screen windowed mode, you will have to use game capture. So you select, you choose this one, you have the game running, you select the game, and you select the game, stretch image to screen. If you're using another resolution compared to what you're recording or streaming in, you can use that, but I wouldn't do that because it can get very blurry and shit like that. If you can't find your game, refresh. If you still can't find your game, then it's either a very old game that doesn't use OpenGL, or for some reason OBS can't find it, and that's when you post on the forums and ask for help, or if anyone has any clue why you can't find it and stuff like that. And you just press OK when you find the game, and this one should always be above screen. If you see, if I move this one, you can't see anything, but if I start the game up in full screen, it will find the game. So you can have both of them in the same source, in the same scene, but I wouldn't. I would have one scene for the game capture and one scene for the screen capture, and then when you load up the game, you just switch with a hotkey. And I'll show you how to set up hotkeys right now. As you can see here, I have different hotkeys for these two. And how you do that is you right click, you press set hotkey, and then you just, in my case, it's shift and a number. So F1, F2, F3. That's pretty much all you need to know about that. Go into the settings, you just press settings here. Edit scene, that's when you want to move stuff around. If you don't have this one pressed, you can't do anything with your stuff. You need to press this one, and if you want to move your image, you press image. You can move that. If you want to move your text, you press that, and you can move it around. Sorry about that. Global sources. That's a test thing right now. You can add this for every scene you have. Like if you always want to have this one down here, you just add that to global sources and it will show up in every source. Preview stream, that's when you want to do this, test out so everything works. Start streaming, that's when you want to start streaming. Plugins, that's the plugins that are available right now. There is some more plugins, but those are on the forums. Dashboard, that button is for when you wanted to go to your Twitch dashboard. It pops this window up. And exit, that's when you close OBS. So that's pretty much everything you need to know. If you have any questions or need help with something else, just feel free to comment or PM me, and I'll try to answer. And yeah, good luck with your streaming, and hope everything works out for you. Thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next tutorial.